I think, first of all, I think there's a misconception that people think they need to be on all of the social media platforms. You really don't. It's really hard to, manage so many platforms. I think you need to pick one or two that are your favorite. And for your personal brand, it should be an emotional thing. People should get this feeling of like when they look at your page, do they get inspired? Does it make them happy? Does it make them? So I think there's some organization, but then there's flexibility when it comes to your personal brand to really show, your personality, because that's how people will resonate with you, is through connecting with you on a personal level.
Hey Masters, I'm going to get you right back to the show. I want to connect with you, and I'm going to share 2 links. The first one is davidhill.link. Just go to there on any browser and you'll get access to my link tree, and it'll show you all the different ways that we can connect, from Clubhouse to Instagram to you have my phone number to you can watch some of my YouTube videos. So everything's right there, davidhill.link. Or if you're a real estate agent and you want to get involved in our community, our membership site, we've got over 35 lessons right now and growing every week. Just go to davidhill.club. You can get some details on joining our community. Man, the community is growing fast. So, hey, I look forward to connecting with you really soon, and I hope you appreciate and enjoy the rest of the show. Hey, what's up, Masters? Welcome to another episode of Path to a Mastery. Today, we're with Mrs. Dimple Dang. Dimple Dang.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. How are you? Is that your real name?
It is my real name. And, I got named a month later. I smiled and I had dimples. So that's how I got the name.
That's awesome. I have a dimple under there somewhere too. Which
I see that.
Complicated.
Do you know what they say about people with dimples on their cheeks?
That they're good looking? I don't know. I mean, what?
That they're actually they're popular and they're intelligent.
Well, I appreciate that. That's good. I like that. Yeah. So thanks for doing this with us today. And today we're going to talk about some mesmerizing marketing, because you host the Mesmerizing Marketing podcast. You're also an online marketing expert and coach with over 20 years experience. And your expertise includes creation, web design, email marketing, SEO, PPC, social media marketing and strategy, as well as podcast launch. And you're the host of the podcast, Mesmerizing Marketing Podcast, as I said, and also a professional speaker. Dimple coaches corporate attorneys, business owners, and entrepreneurs on how to utilize Instagram, TikTok, and grow their brand. So yeah, let's talk about Instagram and TikTok today, if that's
sounds
okay.
Good to me. Yeah, sounds good to me.
I've done a better on Instagram, yet I TikTok, I'm not doing anything on TikTok. So first off, let's is there anything else you want to, I give your bio, but anything I missed or anything else you want to add to that to start?
I think you covered it, but I think you said corporate attorneys. It's actually work with all types of attorneys. So they can be business lawyers, PI, divorce and family law, you name it.
All right, good. I like making things up. So it's just how I roll.
No, it's all good.
I'm kidding. All right. So let's talk about it. So how does somebody, like, I'll use me as an example. I started on Clubhouse 5 months ago. I think, is that what did we meet on Clubhouse? Is that how we connected?
Of course we met on Clubhouse. Everybody that's been on my podcast or vice versa, it's been Clubhouse, which has been amazing. I started my Clubhouse journey on December 24th. When did you start?
Almost like the end, mid to the end of March. So it's been awesome though. I'll tell you, in that short amount of time, I've literally built a coaching company, an online market, what's it called? I'm losing my mind today.
Online course?
No, yeah. Well, a membership site. Yeah. Membership
site
site with over 30 lessons. I've got over 30 clients right now, and it's all happened as a result of Clubhouse. And my Instagram page is succinct with my LinkedIn page and my Facebook, and the message is clear and all that stuff. So how many people do you know that show up like me initially and everything is different? It's just a mess. And is that super common? Or?
I mean, the people that I have connected with from Clubhouse, when I do meet them on Zoom or in real life, I mean, I don't think I've met anyone, to be honest, like in real life yet. I'm in Chicago. No one's in Chicago. Actually, one person just messaged me from Clubhouse. I've arrived in town just before, I jumped on here. But most of the people that I know are either in the UK that are my friends, or Canada, or California. And I was going to make a trip out there, but we'll have to see now because of the pandemic. But everyone that I've met in terms of from Clubhouse, um, they're exceptional people. And I've just been blessed to have met them through Clubhouse because I mean, imagine, David, you're at a conference. There's no way, even if you went to like 5 conferences this year, that you would have the opportunity to meet that many people of that high caliber all in one place. It would be impossible. Gosh.
Maybe my questions weren't my question was really on a point of like disorganization. Like how important is it to have like all your social media, like your LinkedIn, everything like in the same, similar and succinct with each other or organized?
I think, first of all, I think there's a misconception that people think they need to be on all of the social media platforms. You really don't. It's really hard to, manage so many platforms. I think you need to pick one or two that are your favorite, that really resonate with your target audience, and you need to master those. I think, it helps to have consistency in terms of your brand. So if, it's your personal page, that's different. If it's your brand page, then your brand has a logo, it has different, colors and different like look and feel. Like that should be consistent on all the social media platforms. Like if you have a Facebook page, right? You have an Instagram business page and you have a LinkedIn business page, the look and feel should be consistent. And for your personal brand, it should be an emotional thing. People should get this feeling of like when they look at your page, do they get inspired? Does it make them happy? Does it make them, want to start their own entrepreneurial journey? So I think there's some organization, but then there's flexibility when it comes to your personal brand to really show, your personality, because that's how people will resonate with you, is through connecting with you on a personal level.
Yeah. So would you suggest having multiple, like we'll use Instagram as a example today. Would you suggest having both a business and a personal page or just one? Like what would you say is best practice?
I would say focus on building up your personal brand before you worry about building up the business brand, because your personal brand is your most valuable asset that you have out there. I often say, having a personal brand is like having an insurance policy, right? You have car insurance and health insurance, things like that. I mean, it's literally like an insurance policy, because there are people that have built up their personal brand. They've gotten job opportunities from Instagram and TikTok, from making reels and making TikToks. And your personal brand is one thing that it's going to go with you wherever you go. If you work in corporate America, right, you get laid off, what happens? Your personal brand is yours. It will remain with you. So you really have to consider that whatever you put into your personal brand, you're always going to have that. And that's actually going to help your business brand as well. So always focus on the personal brand. And, it's really hard to manage multiple social media pages and platforms. So I always say, really build up your personal page. If you have the bandwidth to have someone handle your business page, you can do that. But I also will say the most loyal followers that you have are going to be on your personal Instagram page, on your personal Facebook page, on your personal LinkedIn page. So that's where you have to maximize the potential.
Mm. And what about with regards to like posts? Because I do have a business and a personal. I do 90% of my stuff on my business page. I have an assistant that will like post a podcast on my business page and things like that. But what would you say is the ratios between, say, like a personal post versus business post? You know what I mean? I know on Facebook, they say it's like one personal for every 4 or something like that. Is it the same on Instagram?
I would say, like 60-40. So 60% make it personal, 40% you can make it about business. And it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. People, like, sometimes lawyers think, oh, all of my content needs to be about the law and, all of that, but that's not true. People are going to work with you because they know, like, and trust you, because they resonate with something that you posted, something that you shared. For example, if you have a cute Maltese puppy and they are also a dog lover, they're going to resonate with you. Like when you think about how competitive the landscape is, like there's thousands and thousands of business coaches out there. There's thousands and thousands of personal injury lawyers, even alone in California, right? So what are you going to do to stand out from all the noise from everyone else? And I think the way that you can stand out is by really showcasing a little bit of your personality, a little bit of the fun side, a little bit of like if you have a sense of humor, because people can relate to that. People can relate to human beings. They don't want like a robotic person just talking to them and saying, okay, welcome to my website and things like that. And you see that. And that's like my pet peeve. I see a website and it looks like it's from the 1980s and it's like, welcome to my website. Someone's talking in the video. We're already on your website. Don't tell me welcome to my website.
Yeah. Or introduce yourself, right? Like, hey, I'm David. How are you? Because they're already there. They know who you are, right? Does that also apply? Is that?
I mean, you can introduce yourself. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You can say like, hi, I'm Dimple Dang. I'm an online marketing expert. That you can say, but then, after that, like get straight to the point. You have 3 to 5 seconds to catch someone's attention, whether it's on video, whether it's on, your Instagram reels, and whether you're on stage or presenting to a group of people. If you don't catch them within those 3 to 5 seconds, you have literally lost them, right? So it's so important to really capture someone's attention right away.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I'm thinking like my friend Evan Carmichael says on YouTube, don't introduce yourself. But maybe it's different on Instagram. Are they quite different? I'm guessing they must.
I mean, they're definitely different platforms, definitely very different. And even when you think of like the audience and the demographics, it's different. And also it's different in terms of like on YouTube, like, what's going to work on YouTube is not going to work on Instagram, right? And even though Instagram has IGTVs, but it's not the same concept as YouTube. So you really have to have a good understanding of the different platforms and know what works on these different platforms. And you also have to utilize, tools out there to do your research and to get more analytics and figure out what's working and how it can work specifically for your industry.
So 3 to 5 seconds, you say, to capture somebody, or they're just moving on, right?
Right.
So now that's obviously video. Are you still do we still do it? Because I keep hearing everybody say, we just do video now. Forget about photos still. Is that true? Or should we have a combination of both? And also I'll throw in there, what about those, the thing, what are they called? With
Carousel?
Yes, thank you. Carousel. Yeah, with multiple photos.
Yeah, let's talk about all of that a little bit. So here's the thing about Instagram. Instagram wants the users to utilize all of the features that they have, right? And so they're going to reward you for doing that. But also one of the hottest features that they have are Instagram Reels. So they are going really big on video. And the reason is because they're trying to compete with TikTok. So they do like, short form video content, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 60 seconds. But you shouldn't, that's a misconception that you should only be creating video, right? You still should be creating other things. You should be posting in stories. You should be creating carousel posts. And this is why. Like if you start off your morning with posting a story with a poll and surveying someone on a yes or no question, that's going to lead you to get way more engagement for the rest of the day. And your stories are going to be shown to a broader audience. And that's really important. And what's interesting, I've noticed a trend lately that is totally new on Instagram that I've just noticed. If let's say my stories run out and I don't post anything for a few hours or even maybe 10 hours and post the next day, and I post the next day with a poll, I've done this twice now, 2 or 3 times, and I've noticed that my stories blow through the roof in terms of views. Like I've never gotten that many views. And it's almost like Instagram is rewarding you because you didn't post for a little bit. And now you're posting with a poll, and I feel like it's putting my story towards like the front where people can see it. So that's interesting. I never noticed that before, but that's happening. So when it comes to stories, right? Stories has features within it. They have music, they have filters, they have stickers, they have all of these things that you can utilize. And the more things that you utilize, like the polls, the questions, all of that, the better your Instagram overall is going to perform, right? So you want to utilize your stories. You want to make Instagram reels, and you want to make about, if you really want to be consistent and to be successful, you want to make 3 to 5 a week. And, 3 to 5 reels a week. You want to post, 6 to 8 stories a day, which is really easy to do. It doesn't take that long. A story is like a day in a life of, what are you working on? What are you doing? You could take a picture like right now and say, oh, put in your story, right? You can go walk down the street and go have lunch somewhere, take a photo of your salad. So stories are easy, right? But you have to foster engagement. That's like the most important thing. And then you also want to utilize live streaming on Instagram. And now the latest thing is like doing live stream for people. And that's really, really powerful, David, because what happens is when you're doing a live stream with 4 people, you've now opened up like the audience of 3 other people that are going to get to know who you are and what your brand is, and they're going to start following you as well. So that's huge to do that a couple of times a week if you really want to grow. And then the other thing you can do is you can do a live stream, and after you do that, you have an option in settings. Make sure you turn that feature on. It will automatically save your video, and then you can repurpose the live stream as an IGTV video. Right? So now you've taken one content and you've repurposed it into 2. You could even take that video, chop it up into smaller 15, 30-second clips, and you could turn that into Instagram Reels if you want, right? And then the other trick is that, people say, well, why is my engagement low? Why can't I get more engagement? And the thing is, if you want engagement, you have to give engagement, right? If you want engagement, you have to give it. So the rule of thumb that works really well is if you're going to post an Instagram reel, go on Instagram, spend 15 to 20 minutes and genuinely, the keyword is genuinely, engage with your audience and post and genuine comments, post comments on their stories, on their reels, on their post, and that's going to make a big difference, right? And then let's talk about carousel posts. Carousel posts are really powerful because when you have carousels, they usually have 5 different images, right? When you have 5 different images, Instagram is going to randomly show one of those images to some of your audience, the other image to another audience, or maybe even multiple images to the same audience. So what happens is it gives you the opportunity to be seen more often and to, again, get more reach out of your post. And those are what I use to actually promote my podcast episodes or carousel posts. One of the things I use.
That's cool. Masters, I'm going to get you right back to the show. I'm hoping you are on social media, and if you are, you need to experience Clubhouse. It's a new hot app, and I'll tell you, a lot of great things are happening there, including Path to Mastery, having a club. That said, if you want to follow us in Clubhouse and join our club, just go to davidhill.club. That's all you need to do in a browser. davidhill.club. It'll bring you so you can get registered, follow the club, and we're going to do the exact same things we do here, but we're doing it in a club where you can be involved in the conversation, ask questions, give dialogue, give feedback, whatever works for you. How cool would that be? So again, if you're interested, go to davidhill.club. You need to be in Clubhouse. I'll tell you, davidhill.club. And don't forget, if you're on Instagram, Path to Mastery _DH. Please drop me a message, follow me, say hello. Love to connect with you on Instagram. So again, Path to Mastery _DH and davidhill.club for Clubhouse. We'll see you soon. Enjoy the rest of the show. So with regards to the stories, you mentioned a story with a poll. Is a poll like a feature within the story? Is that how that works?
Yes, a poll is a feature within a story, and it'll say poll, and you can type in the question that you want, and then there's normally a yes or no, but you can even edit the yes or no, and you can say absolutely with like a smiley face. You can say, can't wait with like a, excited face. So you can customize it.
Oh, that's cool. So you would not only add it, but would you speak it out as well? Like, hey, I'm asking you to do my poll. Oh, no, you don't say anything about it.
I mean, you can if you're going to make a video, you can. And if you put that on top of the video, of course you can do that. But if I'm just using an image and I'm saying, okay, for example, which logo do you like better? Which one would you pick, A or B, right? Then I can just post a poll on top of like the image and they can vote like, hey, A or B. And people love to like help out when it comes to like, hey, what do you like better? Those posts do really well as well.
Okay, love it. Yeah, this is good stuff. Obviously I have to play around with this stuff more. So what do you think? Here's a challenge that I deal with. Like I haven't done anything on TikTok. I just am like, okay, I'm all in on Clubhouse. I'm all in on Instagram. I really don't do a lot on Facebook anymore, although I do a post here and there. Should I be doing TikTok, or should I just focus on those two things that are working for me right now?
Can you commit to doing it is the question.
That's a good
Can you
question.
commit to doing it weekly?
So what's weekly look like? How much of a time commitment would that be?
I mean, I actually have a system. So my system is, and I mean, lately I've been focusing on other things, so I'm slacking, but that's because I'm going to refocus on it when I do my Reels challenge again. We did one for lawyers a couple of weeks ago. It was amazing. I'm going to do another one in a few weeks for everybody. You can even join. So,
Yeah, send me the info.
yeah, absolutely. So what happens is, when you're, I'm sorry, I just forgot the question now.
Well, no, should we be focusing on TikTok as well, or just focus on the things that
Yeah, great
that are
question.
working for us?
Yeah, so TikTok, has huge opportunity right now to grow, right? The thing about TikTok is you can literally, your videos can go viral and it's not that difficult. It's a little unpredictable. You're not going to know what's going to go viral or what's going to do well. It's not consistent like Instagram is. It's a little bit unpredictable, but the potential is huge. So if you can commit to, let's say, 2 hours a week, right? Put it on your calendar like you would a meeting with a client. Because if you don't commit to it, it's not going to happen. Put it on your calendar and then plan out like what are your topics going to be? What are your videos going to be about? What are your TikToks going to be, consist of? Okay, maybe 3 things I learned at the Tony Robbins, event. Number 1, number 2, number 3. So that can be one of your TikToks, right? And so you create that and you can say 3 ways to master, the art of, I don't know, being more focused or whatever, right? Being more efficient with your time. And then 1, 2, 3. And basically it's really not even that complicated. You can literally look at the camera and you can point 1, 2, 3, you can do a little dancing if you want, or a little movement, right? And then you can edit your apps and you can put in captions. You can put in, okay, tip 1, tip 2, tip 3. And if you want the whole process, because we don't have time today to get into too much details, there's a couple episodes on Instagram Reels on my podcast, which is called Mesmerizing Marketing Podcast. You can definitely check it out. But so basically put it on your calendar, record like all of the reels, but don't look at them. Like people have a tendency to watch and re-record, watch and re-record.
Yeah.
Don't. For each video that you want to make, record about 4 to 5 times. And I promise you, out of the 4 to 5 times, you're going to find one in there that's a winner, and then move on to the next one. Don't look at anything. Don't watch them. Move on to the next one, move on to the next one. Make sure you have good lighting, and a ring is important. And, just record. And then later that evening on your phone, go through all of them, delete what you don't like at all. What you do like, make a folder and say, reels to edit week of August 22nd. And you put them in a folder. Now you know that these are the ones that you like. Then you go in and you edit them. You make another folder. Now they're ready to post. And you can say reels ready to post week of August 30th. And you have maybe 3 or 4 reels in there and they're ready to go. So this way you have a process
Smart,
that really, is efficient, and you have a system, and it just, you can just get it done just like that. It doesn't have to like be gruesome. It doesn't have to take 8 hours. It's like once you get in the groove of it, you can do it every week. Just put it on the calendar.
That makes a lot of sense. As far as time on each, and I know we're going to wrap up in a minute or so, how much time do you spend on like one Instagram post? Or do you time block it?
Here's the thing. If it's a carousel post, it takes a little bit more time into even thinking about what do you want each carousel to say, right? What do you want to convey? I think the most amount of time is in terms of what are you going to write for the caption. I don't think it's like so much which image are you going to use or editing the image in Canva and things like that. It's more so like, what is this post about? What is it going to say? Because the caption is one of the most important elements of a post. It's like, copywriting. So you have to have good copywriting skills. And in fact, I had Alexandria Sierra on my podcast, and she was a guest, and we talked about writing compelling captions for your Instagram posts because she's really good at that. So I said, listen, I need you to come on my podcast and talk about this because it takes a bit of thinking. It takes a bit of planning, right? And then what I used to schedule out content is a platform called Planoly, Planoly. And it's amazing because you can schedule your post out in advance for Carousel Post and other posts, and you can see it all on a calendar. So it just makes the whole process easier.
Yeah, what I take from this is you have a system for this, and I just wing a post here and wing a post there when I feel like it. Frequency, should you be posting more than once a day? Or is that I've been trying to do like one in the morning, and then I'll do sometimes one in the afternoon. Do I need to do more than that, or is that good?
This is a formula you can follow if you want to be good. Okay. So post 6 to 8 stories a day, post at least 3 reels a week. Okay. Post 3 to 5 posts a week. And out of those 3 to 5, 1 or 2 of them can be carousel posts. Okay. So that's kind of like 1 a day. This is how I look at it. Monday through Friday is really when you should focus on posting. On the weekends, people are not really spending that much time on Instagram surfing and posting because they're really not enjoying their weekends. So on the weekends, you can utilize stories. The stories are easy to do, but you don't necessarily have to do the post and the carousels and all of that. Save that for the weekdays and the prime time also to post. Like where I'm in Central Time Zone. It's really been like 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central, like really works best. And like I said, remember before you post your reel or even before you post your post, go and engage with your audience, because what's going to happen is they're going to get alerted that David just commented on my post. David commented on my story. Oh, even if they're not on Instagram, they're going to go on and they're going to say, oh, let me see what David had to say. Let me thank him. Let me reply back,
So is
right?
the comment better than just doing a little heart thing?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So you want to comment. Okay.
Yeah. And you want to really read the context of their
Sure.
post. You don't just want to comment randomly without even reading, like you want to make a connection with them, right? And also a little trick is you can actually pretend you're going to do a live stream. And when you go in to hit the live button, it's going to show you how many of your followers are online at that time. So you can use that as a test to see, maybe it's a good time to post my reel now because the majority of my audience is already online.
Good stuff. Awesome. Well, hey, appreciate these tips. And what's the best way for people to get in touch with you? I know you mentioned the podcast earlier, but if you want to just put it out there again, best way for our listeners to contact you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So my podcast is Mesmerizing Marketing Podcast. You guys can go to www.mesmerizingmarketingpodcast.com. I'm also on all of the major platforms like Spotify and Apple and others. And then my Instagram handle is She Wears Stilettos. And that is the best way to reach out to me. If you want to connect with me, you can also check out my website there and what I have going on. So lots of, freebies even for ring lights. If you need to know, like, hey, what kind of ring light should I be using to make my Instagram reels? You can get that information there. Awesome.
Good stuff today. I appreciate you. I want to be in your challenge. So when you do your, is it a challenge you said you were going to do, or is it?
Yeah, it's gonna be a reels challenge, and it's probably gonna start like towards the
it'll make me do it.
Third or fourth week of September. You have to do it. It'll be fun. Awesome. I might even make up a dance for it. I mean, it's gonna be fun.
All right, cool, good stuff. Well, hey, appreciate you today, and thanks again for your time.
Thank you so much.
Hey Masters, I want to connect with you, and I'm going to share 2 links. The first one is davidhill.link. Just go to there on any browser and you'll get access to my link tree, and it'll show you all the different ways that we can connect, from Clubhouse to Instagram to you have my phone number to you can watch some of my YouTube videos. So everything's right there, davidhill.link. Or if you're a real estate agent and you want to get involved in our community, our membership site, we've got over 35 lessons right now and growing every week. Just go to davidhill.club. You can get some details on joining our community. Man, the community is growing fast. So hey, I look forward to connecting with you really soon, and I hope you appreciate and enjoy the rest of the show.